So this is a Coachman VIP 520, just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van, jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll demonstrate these to you in person here on site. In the front locker you have two gas bottle tie downs where you can tie two gas bottles into, and then you've got your gas regulator on the bulkhead where we can supply the pipe work should you need it here on site for £15 a pipe, but you can carry a maximum of two 6 kilogram propane gas bottles at any point, and you do need to make sure you use propane due to the heating system you have on this van. You have wind down legs on either side of the front, throw through them holes at the front. You've got two legs at either side of the front to stabilise the caravan while it's on site. And then you have your Aldi heating and hot water flue, which is very simply there to allow the heating system to breathe. You've then got your water pump connection. You release the pump by pushing down the blade trigger and then releasing the pump. And you push it in and lock it in place inside the van. Then you've got your pickup pipe that sits down inside the acque roll. You do need to make sure that it's fully submerged in water prior to turning the water pump on. Battery locker, if you need a battery, we have batteries available here on site at £75 each for a 110 amp leisure battery, and then you have your mains power lead coming into the side of the caravan from the power on site. Motor mover and wheel nuts, we'll demonstrate the motor mover to you while you're here on site, and we'll also torque the wheel nuts to the correct setting. We've got two grey waste pipes going out the side of the van, so the fresh water that goes in the front has to come out somewhere. So you pull down the two flaps on the side of the van and you put your two bits of grey pipe in, and they'll drop down inside the waste master. Coming towards the back of the caravan, you've got your toilet flush tank. You'll open this up with a key, and you'll put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. And in the bottom, you have your toilet waste cassette, which you open this up. You have your orange handle at the bottom to let you lift up and pull the cassette towards you. On the front of it, you have a neck that turns out 90 degrees to tip the waste away. And then on the back of the cassette you see an orange pressure relief button, so when you tip in the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. In that cassette you'll need to put 1 litre of water and a cap full of the blue fluid. Coming to the back of the caravan, you have your wind down legs on either side of the rear, through them, just through here, which look like the exhaust pipe cutouts on the back of your car. Then you've got your two fridge vents very simply there to allow the hot air at the back of the fridge unit to take some cool air in. You've got a storage locker for underneath the front seating area and your barbecue gas point. Coming onto the inside of the caravan now, above the door you'll find your master power switch. So you turn on the power on the switch once you check that you've got mains power at the front here. Which we have. So we're just going to now back to the control panel. So you can see master power off and master power on. You've then got your interior lighting on and off and your awning light for the outside of the caravan. I've got your water pump switch here as well, which I'll come back to in a second. So as I showed you the way of testing the power that is coming into the caravan. As you saw, the test switch dropped down, so it proved there's power coming into the van. We do advise you use that as a check when you're on site if you think you have no mains power coming into the caravan. Down underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the van, you'll see that yellow valve. So it's right down towards the front of the van, just past the hot water tank. You need to make sure that yellow valve, when you fill the system up, is flat with the floor, and when you're draining the water system down, it needs to be upright and pointing towards the bottom of the seat. So with that valve flat with the floor, we come over to the control panel above the door with all the taps open on the hot side of the water system. As you can see, we've opened the taps up on the hot side. We're then going to turn the water pump on above the door. So we're going to go water pump on, and that is when the water system will start filling up. Once the water system is completely full, you'll have water running out of every tap on board the caravan, as you can see. And then once you've got water running out of every tap on board the caravan, you can shut all of the taps back off, and then you can start thinking about warming the water on board the caravan. So with that system full, we're going to come back. We're going to find the Aldi heating and hot water control panel, which is just on the right hand side as you come to the front seating area. We're going to press power on. You'll see that from that. Power on, as you can see, so it's now come up. Indicator on the top left hand side is indicating we've got the heating pump running. Top right hand side means we've got mains power coming to the caravan. Then just below that you've got the room temperature of the caravan. Hit the menu button to take us into the options. So we've got minus or plus for your room temperature. The higher you go, obviously the hotter the heating is going to be. 5 is the lowest setting on here, and that is essentially heating turned off. Below that you've got your water temperature, so you've got hot water off when this bar is completely empty, hot water on when it's halfway full, and when it's completely full it's hot water boost when you're showering on board the caravan. At the bottom here you've got your option to run mains power, so you've got 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts as a power source. What this relates to is the amount of power coming into the caravan from the caravan site you are on. Do advise, if you're not sure what it will be, to ask the site's office when you arrive on your holiday and select the correct power source. Here on site we can run 1 kilowatt. Down the bottom here we have our option to run gas, so we're going to hit the gas option. The heating system and hot water system will self-ignite on gas as long as it's connected up in the front of the van. If it fails to ignite, it's going to bring up an exclamation mark on either side of here with gas fail in the middle. You do have some advanced settings down the side here. For these, we do advise you read the manual that comes with the caravan, as if I tried to explain them in the video, it'd probably take me 2 to 3 hours to complete, and you'd probably still need to go through the manual a few more times to understand it completely. We do advise, if you're not sure on how to operate these, to not mess around with the setting or go into the settings until you do understand them fully. You have got timers for heating and hot water in there also, once you have got your head around the control panel. Next up, we're going to go to the fridge. Now the fridge is very simple to use. So what we're going to do is we'll turn the fridge on the control panel on the front here. So at the moment it's connected to mains power, so it's on automatic mode. So what it's going to do is it's going to find the first power source it sees and let the fridge operate from that. You can control the temperature of the fridge with this control panel on the button on the right hand side, and if you have all 5 bars lit up, the fridge is on its coldest setting. To change the power source you want to use, you use the button on the left hand side here. So now you've got mains power, but automatic is turned off. You've then got 12 volt mode. Now the screen is flashing because we're not currently connected to a car, because it is not the 12 volt supply from the caravan, it is the 12 volt supply from the car you are towing with. If you want to use the fridge as a cool box while you're travelling, you would need to have the right connection on the car. If you haven't, or it is not wired up correctly, then the fridge will not operate as a cool box, and it will also not charge the battery as you are travelling down the road. The next option you have is gas. Now on gas again, you can control the temperature on this right hand side. If it fails to ignite on gas, it's going to do very much the same as what it just did with the 12 volt mode and start flashing the screen. Again, like I said, if it does fail to ignite, it's going to flash your screen, and it will also potentially make a beeping noise. I'm not sure it's turned on this particular model or this particular fridge, but sometimes it'll also make a beeping noise at you. But I do advise that you keep an eye on this screen, and if it does fail to ignite, just go back to another power source, then go back to your gas option again to allow it chance to reignite. To turn the fridge off, you'll press and hold the power button on the left hand side, and it will turn the fridge back off, and to turn it back on, obviously you press and hold the same button again. Microwave, hob, grill and oven, all very much like your household appliances, no difference at all there. However, you do need to remember the microwave is an eco microwave, so you need to hit the eco button here for the microwave to wake back up. If you don't press the eco button when you're connected to mains power, then it won't allow the microwave to wake up. But like I said, it does only work off mains power, not 12 volt. That is the same for the electric ring on top of the hob. You need to make sure you're on mains power for that to operate. Gas hob will all work off your gas bottle in the front locker, the same as the grill and the oven, and you have your igniter on the front here, as you'd expect to see with any oven. Coming through into the bathroom now, we have the toilet system. So on top of the toilet, you have an electric flush just here. You also have a toilet full indicator light that's going to illuminate red if the toilet waste cassette is completely full. The toilet seat itself turns for your convenience, as you can see. However, when you're removing the toilet waste cassette from the side of the caravan, you do need to make sure this toilet seat is back in the straight on position. Below the toilet, you'll find your toilet waste flap. Now again, if you're using the toilet, you'll need to push this over to the right hand side, but when you're not using the toilet, you'll need to put it back in the central position. If you don't put this flap back into the central position and you try to remove the toilet waste cassette from the side of the van, you'll actually damage the toilet waste cassette itself. And they're not a cheap bit of kit, and that again isn't covered under warranty if it's damaged through use. So like I said, just remember to shut this flap back up before you remove that cassette, and also put this toilet seat back in the central position. One other thing to keep in mind is the towel rail in the bathroom, if you're going to have little ones in the van, does hold heat for quite a long while, so please bear that in mind when you have children in the caravan. So that's the Coachman VIP 520. I do apologise the van hasn't been cleaned at this point, but I just wanted to get the video done and sent over to you so you had it. So if you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'd be more than happy to help. We hope you enjoyed the caravan, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thanks again. Bye bye.